You know that Florida's been in a drought for a couple of years, and all of a sudden they've just about caught up, at least number-wise, here in the last few months. Have gotten so much rain there, so all of a sudden it's a problem again.
I guess.
All right, let's go outside here. We've got some storms that we'll be looking at in just a second, but, you know, of course, the big story has been the heat. It's just gotten plain old hot, and this is the hottest time of the year for us, and any time that the monsoons take a couple of days off, remember, this is the middle of summer, and in other parts of the country, these are the dog days. These are the hottest times of the year. What saves us in the Southwest is the monsoons, because we get those storms going about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it knocks those temperatures right down for the rest of the day. Well, we're going to have to wait for that pattern to develop again. We're at 86 right now. The winds are light, 28% on the relative humidity. The temperatures are sitting in the 80s and 90s across the northern part of the state, especially hot, all the way from, say, Tucumcari, Santa Rosa, Clayton, and then all along the eastern and the southwestern parts of the state. Matter of fact, it's 99 right now in Roswell. So here's the forecast as I see it for the rest of the day. We're going to hit about 94 for the high. Clouds will thicken up a little bit late in the day, just like yesterday. And just like yesterday, we'll see some isolated evening showers and storms that I hope will kind of give a little bit of a better feel to the evening, just like we had during yesterday evening. Got really nice there. 65 to 70 for your overnight lows tonight. Tomorrow, still some recycled showers or thunderstorms, mostly along the mountains, but that still stays with us. But look, notice 97 for the high. Now, here's the pattern. Here's what's going on. High pressure is still dominating. And let me get on this side so you can see the rotation. See how the clouds come up and then go back, and they're kind of winding around like that. They're winding around that big high-pressure system, and that picks up the Gulf moisture and then drives it back into the state. That, in essence, is our monsoon season in a nutshell. But what happens sometimes, and what has happened here in the last week, week and a half, is that the high has started to push over. It's moved further to the west, and as it's done that, it's kind of pushed that moisture away. So the leading edge of the moisture, which has been in Arizona and until yesterday hadn't been in the state at all, has now started to move in just enough to see those scattered showers and storms to the west and, of course, across the mountains. But as we go into Sunday and Monday, big-time heat as that high pushes right back over us once again. And what that's going to do is just fire up the heat one more time. And I say fire up the heat because that's certainly what's going on. Dry conditions and very hot temperatures, 100-plus all along the east and the southwest, and 90s just about everywhere else. Now, as far as what's going on around the country, well, Chicago has some big storms. Since everything is going up over the top of that high, it's really pounding the northern plains, and then that moves into the lakes and in the mid-Mississippi Valley. And, of course, the showers and storms are already going again in the Florida area. Here's your forecast for the weekend for Santa Fe, looking for temperatures to hold in the middle 90s, and again, an isolated chance at a shower there. For us, same deal, same as yesterday. Tomorrow, some leftovers, so we still have a couple of days where the evenings promise to get a little bit better for us temperature-wise. But next week, we start out in the upper 90s all over again.
Might have to hunt out a nice cool place this weekend.
A lot of cool places, yes.
Okay, Mike.